In the shadows of Newark, New Jersey, where violence, broken homes, and empty promises loomed like specters, two teenage boys made a decision that would defy the streets they were born into. Chris and Cameron, 17 years old, survivors of a world that didn't expect much from them. One lived in a home filled with chaos, the other in near silence. But when their paths crossed in high school, something rare happened. A bond that wasn't built on mischief or survival, but on something far more fragile. One night, sitting on a graffiti-covered stoop, they spoke about the future. Not about surviving the streets, but escaping them. Becoming doctors, not just for themselves, but for every friend who didn't make it. That night, Chris and Cameron made a pact. They would both become doctors, or neither of them would. The world, of course, didn't make it easy. Cameron lost friends to violence. Chris struggled through nights with no heat, no food. They were accepted into different colleges. Everyone expected the promise to fade, like so many others. But Chris and Cameron kept calling each other, studied together when miles apart, pulled one another from the edge again and again. Medical school tested them like never before. Deadlines, deaths, debt. And still they leaned on each other. When Chris nearly dropped out, it was Cameron's voice that reminded him, "We're doing this together. We made a promise." Years passed. Exams were passed. Sleepless nights turned into long shifts in emergency rooms, until one day they stood tall in white coats, Dr. Chris and Dr. Cameron. Not just survivors, not just friends, brothers, doctors, living proof that the impossible can be done. Their story echoed far beyond Newark, featured on Oprah, published in books, told in classrooms. Chris and Cameron became symbols, not of perfection, but of resilience. Not of fantasy, but of the power of a promise kept. They came from nothing but chose everything. They chose to lift each other, not step over each other. In a world of broken bonds and forgotten dreams, Chris and Cameron proved one thing. A true friend doesn't just walk beside you, they carry you when you can't go on.